Distinguished guests, the Government of the Republic of Indonesia and the Government of the Republic of Singapore have agreed to further strengthen cooperation in a number of strategic areas. We will now proceed with the showing of the cooperation documents. First, joint reports to leaders on 6 working groups on economic bilateral cooperation. We kindly invite Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia and the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Trade and Industry of the Republic of Singapore to proceed to the front for the document showing. Thank you. We kindly invite you to remain at the front for the next document showing. Second, joint statement on supply chain resilience. Thank you. For Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore, please remain at the front, while Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs of Indonesia, you may return to your seat. Third, MOU for collaboration on carbon credits under Article 6 of Paris Agreement. We kindly invite Minister of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia. Thank you. You may now both return to your seat. Fourth, joint update on defense cooperation. We kindly invite Minister of Defense of the Republic of Indonesia and Coordinating Minister for Public Services and Minister for Defense, the Republic of Singapore. Thank you. You may now return to your seat. Fifth, roadmap to catalyze cross-border electricity trade. We kindly invite CEO of Danantara Indonesia and Minister for Manpower and Minister in charge of Energy and Science and Technology. Please present the document to the media. Thank you. For the CEO of Danantara Indonesia, please kindly remain at the front, and for Minister for Manpower, you may now return to your seat. 6. B2B MOU between Danantara Keppel, Danantara Singapore Energy Interconnections, and Danantara Sembcorp. We kindly invite CEO Singapore Energy Interconnections, Managing Director, Integrated Power Business, Keppel Infrastructure Division, and Chief Financial and Investment Officer, Sembcorp. Please kindly present the document to the media. Thank you. For the CEO of Danantara, please kindly remain at the front, and the rest of the attendees, you may now return to your seats. 7. MOU on Strategic Digital Cooperation on Digital Infrastructure between Telkom and Economic Development Board of Singapore. We kindly invite Managing Director of Economic Development Board. Thank you. You may now return to your seats. 8. MOU on Trade AI Advisor. We kindly invite Chairman of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Chairman of Singapore Business Federation. Thank you. You may now return to your seat. We shall now proceed with the announcement of the 18 MOUs and cooperation agreements signed between the Government of the Republic of Indonesia and the Government of the Republic of Singapore. First, MOU on cooperation in women empowerment and child protection. Second, MOU on research and innovation cooperation. Third, MOU on bilateral partnership for environmental cooperation. Fourth, MOU on the exchange of technical information and cooperation on protection, nuclear safety, security, and safeguards matters. Fifth, MOU on regulatory cooperation for health products and medicines. 6. MOU on youth and sports cooperation. 7. MOU on cooperation in financial technology. 8. MOU on court-to-court communication on cross-border insolvency and debt restructuring. 9th, renewal on the MOU on knowledge sharing and capacity building. 10. Renewal on the MOU on cooperation between National Archive. 11. Strengthen Indonesia-Singapore air connectivity cooperation. 12. Reactivation of the Joint Working Group on Education. 13. Young Farmers Development Program. 14. Strengthen cooperation between the parliaments of Indonesia and Singapore. 15. Cooperation on the development of biogas into biomethanol between Pertamina Power Indonesia and Cracktex Singapore. 16. Cooperation on industrial estate development between HKI and the Singapore Manufacturing Federation. 17. Joint venture between Jabapeka and Semcorp for the development of the Kendal Industrial Estate. 18. Investment partnership among Semcorp, PT Sensa, and INA for the Morowali Solar Energy Project. Ladies and gentlemen, the document showing ceremony has concluded. We will now proceed with the joint press statement. To begin, we invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, to deliver his remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita sekalian. Shalom, salve, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Rahayu Rahayu. Yang saya hormati, Yang Mulia Perdana Menteri Lawrence Wong, Perdana Menteri Republik Singapura, bersama para delegasi dari Singapura dan dari Indonesia. Saudara-saudara sekalian, pertama saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Perdana Menteri Lawrence Wong atas kunjungan beliau bersama delegasi ke Indonesia untuk melaksanakan Leaders Retreat Indonesia Singapura. Ini adalah retreat kedua bagi saya, dan pertemuan ini sekali lagi menunjukkan hubungan khas, hubungan istimewa antara Indonesia dan Singapura. Sebagai tetangga dekat, Indonesia dan Singapura sudah menjadi mitra dekat. Kita memiliki kepentingan bersama karena kita berada di kawasan yang sama, sehingga stabilitas dan kemakmuran menjadi kepentingan kita bersama. Dan kita faham dan mengerti bahwa kemakmuran tidak akan pernah datang tanpa perdamaian dan stabilitas. Dan perdamaian dan stabilitas adalah suatu upaya yang terus-menerus harus kita lakukan tanpa istirahat. Stabilitas dan perdamaian bukan sesuatu yang akan datang dengan sendirinya. Kita sepakat bahwa kepentingan kita harus sama-sama dijaga dan harus kita lakukan kerjasama terus-menerus untuk menguntungkan kedua belah pihak. Yang saya hormati, saudara-saudara sekalian, kita tadi telah melakukan pertemuan intensif dan sangat produktif dari hati ke hati, terbuka dan berorientasi ke depan. Kita sepakat bahwa kalau ada salah faham atau salah persepsi, kita akan selesaikan sebagai sahabat dengan terbuka. Sebagaimana tadi disaksikan, pertemuan kali ini menghasilkan 26 capaian nyata, capaian konkret di berbagai bidang. 18 kesepakatan kerjasama antara pemerintah dan 8 kesepakatan antara business to business. Capaian-capaian ini mencerminkan semakin luas dan mendalam kerjasama kita. Saudara-saudara sekalian, kerjasama ekonomi kita tetap menjadi pilar utama dalam hubungan kita. Di semua bidang kita melihat peningkatan kerjasama. Perdagangan, konektivitas, hampir di semua sektor. Indonesia telah menunjuk BPI dan Antara untuk implementasi kerjasama perdagangan listrik lintas batas. Juga untuk kegiatan-kegiatan di bidang perdagangan dan selanjutnya. Di bidang energi, di bidang ekonomi digital, ekosistem digital, keamanan cyber, kita telah melakukan diskusi dan capaian-capaian yang cukup konkret. Kita bersepakat untuk terus kolaborasi juga di bidang pangan, rantai pasok, di bidang pertahanan keamanan. Kita juga akan implementasi perjanjian kerjasama pertahanan kita. Saudara-saudara, kemitraan yang kuat dibangun atas dasar kepercayaan, tidak hanya antara pemerintah tapi juga di antara rakyat kedua negara. Karena itu, konektivitas, pariwisata, pendidikan, kerjasama antara pemuda menjadi sangat penting. Saudara-saudara, di luar agenda bilateral kita telah bahas juga masalah global, masalah regional, hal-hal yang akan mempunyai dampak kepada kehidupan kita. Kita menegaskan bahwa ASEAN berpandangan setiap sengketa harus kita selesaikan secara damai, melalui dialog dan diplomasi. Tidak hanya di kawasan kita, tapi di semua kawasan. Pembahasan kita hari ini tidak hanya menjadi respons terhadap tantangan saat ini, tapi juga mempersiapkan kemitraan kita untuk masa depan. Tahun depan kita akan memperingati 60 tahun hubungan diplomatik Indonesia-Singapura, dan kita melihat hubungan ini harus langgeng di masa-masa yang akan datang. Sebagai penutup, saya ucapkan sekali lagi terima kasih kepada Perdana Menteri Wong dan semua delegasi atas komitmennya untuk terus memelihara persahabatan, kerjasama dan kolaborasi dengan Indonesia. Sekali lagi saya tegaskan di sini bahwa leaders retreat hari ini menunjukkan kematangan, kepercayaan, dan nilai strategis hubungan Indonesia dan Singapura. Sebagai contoh, kita tegaskan kembali sikap Indonesia dan Singapura masalah Selat Malaka. Indonesia dan Singapura adalah negara yang langsung berbatasan di Selat Malaka. Kita berkepentingan untuk menjaga Selat Melaka sebagai lintasan yang bebas untuk semua pihak. Kita harus pelihara keamanan, perdamaian di selat itu, juga tentunya keamanan dari polusi, dari kecelakaan, dan juga dari perompakan atau dari piracy. Ini merupakan kepentingan yang vital antara negara-negara di sekitar Selat Melaka. Kita akan terus koordinasi dengan Malaysia dan Thailand untuk menjaga agar sesuai dengan UNCLOS 1982, Selat Melaka selalu akan terbuka untuk semua, aman dan dapat diakses oleh siapapun yang memerlukan akses. Saya kira itu ketegasan kita, dan saya yakinkan kepada kawan-kawan di Singapura, sikap Indonesia dan sikap saya pribadi dari sejak dulu, saya kira sudah saya buktikan selama berapa puluh tahun secara pribadi, komitmen saya, keyakinan saya bahwa Singapura dan Indonesia harus menjadi mitra yang baik, harus kerjasama yang baik. Dengan kerjasama yang baik ini akan menguntungkan tidak hanya rakyat Indonesia dan rakyat Singapura, tapi akan menyumbang stabilitas, pertumbuhan, dan kemakmuran di seluruh Asia Tenggara. Saya kira itu dari saya. Sekali lagi, Perdana Menteri Wong, terima kasih atas kunjungan saudara dan rombongan saudara, dan terima kasih atas persahabatan saudara. Terima kasih.
Next, we invite His Excellency the Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore, Lawrence Wong, to deliver his press statement.
Your Excellency Presiden Prabowo Subianto, distinguished ministers in both the Indonesia and Singapore delegations, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again, Bapak President, for the warm and generous hospitality extended to me and my delegation. The Leaders' Retreat is a unique feature of the Singapore-Indonesia relationship. It reflects the special relationship between our two countries, one that is characterized by close ties as well as mutual trust, respect, and understanding. And I'm very happy today to have had the opportunity to have very fruitful, open, candid, heart-to-heart talk with President Prabowo on how we can take our partnership even further. As I shared earlier over lunch, Singapore has every confidence in Indonesia's future. We want Indonesia to succeed because our futures are closely linked. And our confidence in Indonesia is reflected in our actions. That's why Singapore has been investing consistently in Indonesia over many years, and we will continue to do so. These investments are more than just capital flows. They create businesses, downstream industries, digital infrastructure, opportunities, and good jobs for Indonesians. And our companies continue to see many opportunities here. And that is evident also from our flagship collaborations. For example, investor interest in the Batam, Bintan, and Karimun region remains strong. The BBK is rapidly transforming into a vibrant digital hub and attracting leading companies to invest there. Both sides are also exploring new opportunities in advanced technologies and the digital economy. The Kendal Industrial Park celebrates its 10th anniversary this year, and that's also another success story. It has reached full capacity and will now expand by another 1,000 hectares. This expansion will catalyze more investments, create more jobs, and support Indonesia's continued development and growth. With more trade and investment links, we are also committed to strengthening our supply chain resilience so that our two countries can better support one another as we navigate any external shocks. And even as we advance our existing projects, we both agreed, Bapak President and I, that we must continue looking ahead. By working together, we can create many more opportunities for our peoples, strengthen our resilience, and make our two countries, as well as our region in ASEAN, more competitive. And you can see that commitment to additional cooperation from the many agreements and MOUs that we signed today. Let me just highlight briefly 3 areas where we are doing more together. First, in the energy sector. Recent developments in the Middle East have reminded us of the importance of energy security and diversification. Indonesia has tremendous potential in renewable energy, and Singapore would like to partner Indonesia in unlocking this potential. That's why we are jointly constructing one of Indonesia's largest solar projects in Morowali in central Sulawesi. This will unlock a clean supply of electricity to power industries there. Today, we have also signed MOUs between Danantara and Keppel Electric, Sembcorp Industries, and the Singapore Energy Interconnections. And this will provide a clear roadmap for negotiations and discussions between the parties, paving the way for our cross-border electricity project. We believe such a project is a win-win for both countries, and it will also be an important building block for a wider ASEAN power grid that will strengthen energy security across our region. Second, President Prabowo and I agreed to continue deepening people-to-people ties, which are the bedrock of our bilateral relationship. President Prabowo's Garuda Schools program has taken off. We want to promote more exchanges with the Garuda schools so that our youths can learn from one another. In fact, our universities welcome students from SMA Taruna Nusantara in Central Java in April this year, and they plan to make a reciprocal visit next month. Such programs build friendships and understanding between our people. And with more people-to-people exchanges, we also look forward to better connectivity. Our carriers have just launched direct flights between Singapore and Pontianak in West Kalimantan last week. We hope to see more flight connections to different parts of Indonesia that will enable tourists to experience the beauty of Indonesia, support business travel, and facilitate more interactions between our people. Finally, President Prabowo and I also agreed to strengthen the institutional links between our two countries. In particular, good relations between the SAF and the TNI foster trust between our two countries. And here I again want to thank and particularly highlight President Prabowo's contributions and the important role he played in fostering strong ties between our militaries when he was Defense Minister. Under our Defense Cooperation Agreement, the SAF and the TNI are exploring the co-development of training facilities in Batu Raja, West Kalimantan, and the Siabu Air Weapons Range. These initiatives will provide even more mutually beneficial opportunities for us to train together and deepen our long-standing defense relations. Singapore will also continue to support Indonesia's development priorities through capacity building programs, including in areas like healthcare and agricultural technology. The President and I also had very good discussions on regional and global developments. We agreed on the importance of ASEAN and ASEAN centrality. And next year, as Singapore gets ready to be the chair of ASEAN, we will engage and consult with Indonesia closely to shape the agenda for our chairmanship year. We also discussed developments in the Middle East and how they have implications for Singapore, especially in the Straits of Malacca. As littoral states bordering the Straits of Malacca and Singapore, both Singapore and Indonesia are strategically aligned. We both share interest in upholding navigational rights and freedoms and keeping sea lines of communications open to all, including the unimpeded right of transit passage of vessels in accordance with UNCLOS, which is also customary international law. So both President Prabowo and I agreed that we will do our part together with the other littoral states to ensure that the Straits of Malacca and the Straits of Singapore remain safe, open, and accessible to all. As you can see from our discussions, Singapore and Indonesia are trusted partners with a shared stake in one another's success. Our partnership is deep, it's forward-looking, and full of potential. And together we can create more opportunities than either of us could achieve alone. So once again, Bapak President, I thank you for your friendship, I thank you for your partnership and your support for stronger Indonesia-Singapore relations. As we look forward to celebrating 60 years of diplomatic ties next year, we also want to prepare ourselves to work closely with you and your team to mark this milestone and to take Singapore-Indonesia ties to even greater heights. Once again, thank you. Terima kasih, Bapak Presiden.
The joint press statement has concluded. We extend our sincere appreciation to His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore, for this working visit to Indonesia. May the friendship and partnership between Indonesia and Singapore continue to grow stronger for the benefit of both nations. Thank you for your attendance.
Jaga!